Okay, good morning, guys. So just wanted to shoot a quick video explaining a few things on rank and rent, especially when it comes to GMB. I know there was a couple of people asking a few questions on, hey, what address do I put in my GMB in the Google My Business page that we create for our rank and rent website? And there's some confusion around that. So I just want to throw a quick video, explain a little bit, and then maybe walk through a GMB verification the way we do it, okay? So here's an example. I'm just taking an example of a tree service in Caldwell, Idaho, okay? It seems to be a small city in Idaho, Caldwell, Idaho. Now my keyword everywhere planner says there's about 40 searches a month for this keyword, okay? Now one of the first things you need to understand is these are what are called Google guaranteed ads. These are ads that are provided that's actually provided by Google themselves. So this is pretty new in the sense within the last year. Google's been opening it to a lot of niches now. Basically, these are not AdWords. These are a tree contractor or companies can go and sign up with Google and they will pay every time they get a phone call from here. So literally Google is taking over pay per call. What we be doing, paying, getting contractors and companies pay for leads, for calls. They're taking over that industry. That's what they want to do long term. But this is Google guaranteed. So if you're a tree company, say as an example, you can go to Google and say, hey, I want to sign up for this, and there's a process, and you sign up for it, and then you see your ads on the top. And when a customer calls you, this number is a Google calling number, Google number, okay? But the number gets forwarded to the tree service company, and the tree service will be billed for that one phone call, okay? Whereas these are AdWords, okay? If a company is doing AdWords, every time somebody clicks on it, he has to pay. So basically, these are pay per click, this is pay per call, okay? That's the difference. Now, of course, when we come down here, this is the map listings, the 3-pack. So these guys have Google My Business verified and they are appearing on the top. And then these here are organic listings. Our goal is to see if we can put up a rank and rent website and get that in the map pack, because that's a lot of calls here, but also in the organic, because you'll be surprised there's quite a few calls coming from organic also. As a matter of fact, we do have a couple of sites where the GMB got suspended for whatever reason, but we're getting a pretty decent number of calls just from organic. And of course, it's not just for the main keyword, long tail and secondary and LSI keywords and things like that. But regardless of that, let's say now you getting into the rank and rent game, you want to put together a website wherein somebody searches for this keyword, tree service Caldwell, Idaho. You want to get your website over here and here. Now, if it's over here, no big deal. We just put up a website, rank it in the first page of Google, and people click on it and go to the phone number and call. Great. But what about the address? So we show up in the Google My Business, okay? So a couple of things here. You see these 3 guys over here, Parker Tree Service, Impressive Trimming and Firewood, Heartwood Tree Care. Now, in these 2 guys, in these 3 GMBs in the map pack, you see this only Impressive Trimming. Here we go. Only Impressive Trimming has an address over here. Okay, only their address is displayed, 305 South Florida. This guy here does not have an address. This guy here does not have an address. And that's why when there's an address displayed, the directions icon is also over here. So let's go back to our page over here, tree service Caldwell, Idaho. Do you see this? This guy here has his address displayed, and that's why he also has a directions link over here. People can click on it and get his directions, get directions to his office. Whereas this GMB here and this GMB, they do not have the address. All they have is, it just says the name of the business and the phone number. Okay, same here, name of the business and the phone number. But for this one, it says name of the business, phone number, of course, the hours and all that, but also the address. So when we do rank and rent, we want to put up a GMB and get it verified, similar to what Parker Tree has done, to what Heartwood has done. We do not want to display an address because that address is really a fictitious address. We just want to get a GMB verified with a local address, local in this example being Caldwell, Idaho. We just want to get an address verified in that city, get that GMB ranked in the map pack, in a 3-pack. So when somebody is searching for a tree service, Caldwell, Idaho, for a tree service company, they just call this phone number. And if you think about it, that's one reason we go and do rank and rent for service-based niches, because if I'm looking for a tree company, I don't really care where the address is. Okay, I don't really care as to where the office of this business is. All I care about is, hey, do these guys have a good number of reviews? Is there a phone number displayed? Maybe I might click on the website and see if it's a good looking website, if they're professional enough. And I'm going to call them and say, hey, can you come to my house and take care of my tree? I am not going to walk into their office, look up directions, drive up there and say, can you come? And I'm just going to pick up the phone call, right? So that's one reason why we go for service-based industries, because the customers searching for service-based searches and niches, they don't really care about where the office location and the address of this is. Now, if you're searching for a dentist in your city, you may probably need to find the address, because you want to see how far or close the dentist office is, because most likely the dentist is not going to come to you to fix your teeth. You probably have to go to the dentist office, right? And that's why with certain certain niches like dentist and legal and plastic surgeon and all these high-end niches, it's a bit difficult and different to do a rank and rent site, because most of the time 9 out of 10 people looking for those services, they're going to look up the address and see how far away the office is, and things like that. So that's why we go after tree service and handyman and landscapers, all of these service-based niches where most likely the business, the company or a contractor has to come to your house to fix up your stuff. So how do we go about this? Here we are in the Google My Business page. When I'm over here, I just go in and I click on sign in, and I want to put up my business name. So in this example, I want to put up a tree service in Caldwell. Now I can just put tree service Caldwell, Idaho. Now this would be what's called an exact match domain, because if you think about it, this is the exact keyword that we want to go after, tree service Caldwell. Now there may or may not be a GMB in this name already. I don't know. I haven't looked. Or you could do something like, just put Adam Tree Service. Okay. There's already a company like that in Ann Arbor, Michigan. But just as an example, now the name of the GMB, you have to be a little bit. You got to think about it, because if you are putting up a website or a GMB that says Adams Tree Services, okay, and then you get it verified, you rank it in the map pack over here, it's going to say Adams Tree Service. When somebody looking for a tree service searches for tree service in Caldwell, finds your GMB and website on the top, number 1 here, when they call here, they're expecting to talk to somebody from Adams Tree Service. They don't know that it's a rank and rent website. They probably have no idea about that. But if your website is being rented to a company, the name of the company is not Adams. Let's say you're renting the website, just as an example, to Impressive Trimming. The guy who's picking up the phone call is going to say Impressive Trimming and Company, Impressive Trimming Company, how can I help you? And so the customer's like, wait a minute, I thought I called Adams Tree Service. So just so you avoid all that confusion, we try to put up something like Tree Service Caldwell, so the name of the city, so it sounds generic. So let's say you put up a GMB that says Tree Service Caldwell ID or Idaho, and that shows up here, and you rent this website to this guy here. When a customer finds this, your GMB calls your number, or that number is forwarded to this guy, even if he picks up the phone call and says Impressive Trimming, and this customer is like, is this Tree Service Caldwell? And he's going to say, yeah, Tree Service Caldwell. We're going to do Tree Service Caldwell. Or you can train him, on what you say. So that's why we want to put up a generic name that has city and the service over here. Oops. Right? But again, exact match GMBs are being suspended now. Google's cracking down on that. So you want to play around with that. I put up a partial match, something like Caldwell tree experts, something like that, that says tree and Caldwell in it, the city and the name. Or you can just say tree service experts, something like that. So that it's a generic name, and even if the guy on the other end is picking up the phone call and saying, hey, this is what was the name of the company, Impressive Trimming, and the customer's like, is it tree service experts? Yep, we're tree service, how can we help you? It's not too confusing, and you can train the guy, whoever you're renting it out to. Okay, but let's play along with this. I want to put up a website that I'm going to call Caldwell, Idaho Tree Service. How about that? Okay, we don't have a name already. So, there's no other existing GMB with this name. I want to create that. Yep, this is the name of the business. I am continuing. Yep, I want to continue next. Now, the next step is we want to choose a business category. Just type in tree, and Google's going to give all of these different categories, and you want to choose. Most likely, you're a tree service company. You're not a Christmas tree farm. You could choose arborist and tree surgeon, but mostly it's a tree service. So we pick up the category, we say next, and then here is what is the next step. Do you want to add the location customers can visit? In this case, it's going to be a no. We don't want customers to visit. Okay, this location will show up on Google Maps when customers are looking. So if you say a yes and you go to the next step, then you'll have to add, put in the street address and the city and all that, and that will show up over here just below the name of the GMB. We do not want that. So we go back, we say no, and we click on next. In this case, okay, where do you want to serve? In our case, Caldwell, Idaho. Okay, and then say next. And then we put up a phone number. I'm just putting in a fictitious number. And then I go, if you have a website, you can do that, or you can get a free website from Google. But just as I'm going to leave it blank for now. But you get the point. You say next, and then you say, okay, we're going to finish it. We're going to finish it now. Now, the next step, let's wait for Google to finish it, is Google is now saying, where do I send my postcard to verify? Here, you can give your house address or your wherever you want to receive the postcard in that city, in Caldwell, Idaho. So maybe talk to somebody in Caldwell, Idaho, get a friend, advertising Craigslist. You can get away with USPS and UPS sometimes, most of the time, no. But you put the Caldwell address here and then you say next, and it will send the postcard there. But the good thing is, this address that you put in to get the postcard and verify the GMB, it will not be displayed. Because why? 3 steps ago, we clicked on, we do not want the address to be displayed. Okay, hope it makes some sense. I know there were questions on what address do we put and things like that. So when you do citations to rank a website, you will have to put this address. Now, if you don't want to put that address, you can always just put a generic, just the city and the name, and that should be okay. But most cases, this address is not displayed in the GMB. That's what I wanted to clarify, and that's how I want to go about. So I hope this made some sense, guys. If you need anything else as to any of the questions, feel free to put a post in the group, and I'll see if I can clarify. Hope this helps. Thank you.